Hello, my dear students. Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is time. Yes, students, today we have a very good topic, that is time. Time plays an important role in everyone's life, and also time is more valuable than money. Lost money can be earned back, but lost time cannot be. And nothing can stop the flow of time in our lives. So, everyone has to respect and understand the time value. And also, being able to tell and work with time is also a very valuable skill. In order to tell the time, there are several key points to remember. We measure the time in seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. On a clock, we measure the time in hours, minutes, and sometimes seconds also. On a calendar, we measure the time in days, weeks, months, and years. In this section, we will go through telling the time on a clock. Let us learn how to read and write the time.
Look at Alicia's clock. You will see 12 numbers on the face of a clock. Each number tells us the time in hours. An hour hand moves from one number to another in 60 minutes. It completes one rotation in 12 hours. Therefore, in a day, it rotates twice. There are 60 markings around the face of the clock. These markings tell us the time in minutes and seconds. The minute hand moves from one such marking to another every minute. It completes one rotation in 1 hour. The seconds hand moves from one marking to another every second. It completes one rotation in 1 minute. Kids, remember, 1 day is equal to 24 hours. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. And 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Come, now let's revise how to read and write the time. Look at the time in the clock. The hour hand is on 8 and the minute hand is on 12. We read it as 8 o'clock. We write it as 8:00 or as 8 o'clock. Now, let's look at a few more examples to understand it in a better way. Here, the hour hand is approaching 2 and the minute hand is on 9. It is 1:45. We write it as 1:45. Now, the time in the clock is 5 minutes past 12. We write it as 12:05. Now, the clock shows 10 minutes to 10. It is written as 9:50.
So, students, we have learned that how to read and write the time in 12-hour clock format. Now, let us learn how to read the time in 24-hour clock format and also how to convert 12-hour clock to 24-hour clock format and 24-hour clock format to 12-hour clock format. Let us learn.
We will learn about the 24-hour clock. So, shall we begin? Look at the 24-hour clock. It helps us to know the correct time of the arrival and departure of trains, planes, and long route buses without confusion of AM or PM. Arrival and departure times are usually stated in the 24-hour clock time. Let's understand it in a better way with an example. Andy is traveling to Delhi by plane. If the departure time of the plane written on the ticket is 8 o'clock, then Andy will be confused because he does not know whether the plane will take off at 8 o'clock in the morning or at 8 o'clock in the night. Now, to avoid this confusion, the 24-hour clock is used. Look, the plane ticket shows 2000 hours. It means departure time is 8 o'clock in the evening, that is 8 p.m. It starts at 0 hours and ends at 24 hours. 4 digits are used in the 24-hour clock as shown. At the end of the 4 digits, we write H. The first 2 digits show the hour. The next 2 digits show the minutes. The letter H stands for hours. AM or PM is not used. Let me show you how to convert the 12-hour clock time to 24-hour clock time. Depending on the time intervals, the conversions are carried out as follows. 1. For the time from 12 midnight to 12:59 am, subtract 12 from the given time. For example, if the given time is 12:35 am, then subtract 12 from 12:35, which gives 35. We write it as 00:35 and we read it as 35 hours. 12 midnight will be equal to 12 minus 12 is equal to 0 hours. 2. The time from 1 am to 12:59 pm is written as it is in hours. For example, change the time 3 am to the 24-hour clock time. It will be written as 03:00H. It is read as 300 hours. 12:30 pm is equal to 1230 hours. 3. For the time from 1 pm to 12:59 pm, add 12 to the given time. Let's see how. Change the time 5 pm to the 24-hour clock time. Thus, 5 pm is equal to 5 plus 12, which is equal to 17. We write it as 17:00H and we read it as 1700 hours. 9:35 pm will be equal to 9:35 plus 12 is equal to 2135 hours. Now, let us see the conversion of 24-hour clock time to 12-hour clock time. Even here, depending on the time intervals, the conversions are carried out as follows. 1. For the time from 0 hours to 59 hours, add 1200 hours to the given time and write it in AM. For example, if the given time is 15 hours, then add 1200 hours to 15 hours, which makes 12:15 AM. 50 hours will be equal to 50 hours plus 1200 hours is equal to 12:50 AM. 2. The time from 100 hours to 1159 hours is written as it is in AM. For example, 1125 hours is equal to 11:25 AM. 115 hours is equal to 1:15 AM. The time from 1200 hours to 1259 hours is written as it is in PM. For example, change the time 1245 hours to 12-hour clock time. It will be written as 12:45 PM. 1220 hours is equal to 12:20 PM. 4. For the time from 1300 hours to 2359 hours, subtract 1200 hours from the given time and write it in PM. Let's see how. Change the time 2200 hours to the 12-hour clock time. 2200 hours is equal to 22 minus 12, which is equal to 10 PM. 1555 hours is equal to 1555 hours minus 1200 hours is equal to 3:55 PM.
So students, let us move to the next topic, that is time interval. What do you mean by the time interval? It is the time taken to carry out any activity is called time interval or time duration or length of the time. ಸೊ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಪೂರ್ಣಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗುವಂತಹ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮಿಂದ ಎಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಮಯವನ್ನು, ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಪೂರ್ಣಗೊಳ್ಳಲು ಬೇಕಾಗುವಂಥ ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? ಟೈಮ್ ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಹಾಗಾದರೆ ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯೋದು? ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮನ್ನು ಎಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮಿಂದ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಡ್ಯೂರೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್, ಫಾರ್ ಫೈಂಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ending time of the activity. Let us understand this better through an example. Let us consider an example. Here, Tashi went to play at 6:30 p.m. and came back at 7:35 p.m. How much time did she play in the evening? ತಾಶಿ ಆಟ ಆಡೋಕ್ಕೆ 6:30 p.m.ಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ 6:30 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಅವಳು ಆಟ ಆಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ. ವಾಪಸ್ ಅವಳು ಆಟ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರುವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ 7:35 p.m. ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಳು ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಆಟ ಆಡಿದ್ಲು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಲೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೈಮನ್ನು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಹಿಯರ್, ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 6 hours 30 minutes, from the ending time, that is 7 hours 35 minutes, to get the answer. On subtracting, we get the answer as 1 hour 5 minutes. Thus, we can say that Tashi spent 1 hour 5 minutes playing in the evening. So students, let us see one more example. Here, Anil took a flight from Delhi at 10:10 p.m. and reached Hyderabad in 2 hours 5 minutes. At what time did the flight reach Hyderabad? Let us solve this problem. Solution: starting time of the flight is 10:10 p.m. The duration of travel, that is 2 hours 5 minutes. 2 hours 5 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನು ಹೈದರಾಬಾದ್ನ ತಲುಪಿರ್ತಾನೆ. So here what we have to find? The end time. Here we have to find that ending time. Yes, here we have to add the duration of the travel time to the starting time. After addition, we get that 12 hours 15 minutes. Therefore, Anil's flight reached Hyderabad at 12:15 a.m. a.m. because after 12 midnight, the time taken as a.m. So, 12:15 a.m. So, students, the remaining problems you practice in your home. I hope all of you understood about these topics. Thank you.